So where are you from?
Where did I grow up?
Yeah.
I grew up actually in Newton, right outside of Boston.
Where did you go to school?
In Newton. So for high school, I went to Newton South High School, and then for college, I went to Bates College, and then my grad school at UMass Amherst.
What motivated you to become a language teacher?
I had a phenomenal French teacher when I was in high school, Madame Rubin. She was just what she knew and how she taught, and she just instilled like a love in literature. And then I just had a great college professor as well, and then I had the opportunity to live in France for 3 years. So that kind of put it all together, and that's why I'm a French teacher.
If you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live?
I would live actually in Normandy, in France, because it's beautiful. It reminds me of New England, but then I get to speak French too.
What is your favorite food?
Favorite food is probably filet mignon. So a good steak is awesome.
What are your favorite hobbies?
My favorite hobbies. I love to read and to travel. So that's probably my two favorite things.
If you could have all your students learn one thing today, what would it be?
It would be to be flexible and patient and just take whatever life brings your way. Even if you don't feel equipped to handle it, just go for it.
What is your dream job?
Dream job. Actually, this is pretty close to it because I get to, work with students. I get to travel. Like we have a French exchange program that's heading to France in February. I get to everything that I've learned. I can just pass on. So this is pretty close.
How long have you been at WA?
This is my 4th year.
So, did you take French in high school? But you are.
I did take French in high school. I also took German.
True.
Have you had any jobs before here?
Yeah, I've worked in 2 other school districts. I was a coordinator in Chelmsford for world language for 9 years, and then I was a middle school French teacher in Billerica for 10 years. I did 10 years. And then I worked in a bank too while I was in college.
What makes a good student in your opinion?
A good student? I think some of what I want my students to be able to do is be flexible and just realize there's so much out there to learn and just be curious.
How many languages are you fluent in?
Fluent? Just one, just French. But I have studied Italian and Latin and German and a tiny little bit of Spanish as well.
What was the hardest thing about learning a new language?
Realizing that you can't understand everything that people say to you and that you have to figure out how to grasp the main ideas and, again, patience and flexibility.
So how do you kind of get over that and sort of adapt?
You can't be scared. You have to be willing to take risks and make mistakes and have people laugh. Well, they say with you, but they're really laughing at you, when you make some crazy mistakes, and then just stepping back up and just going for it again.
Have you ever studied French history?
I have, yeah.
What's the fastest you've ever seen a student catch on to a language in class?
That's a really hard question because there's ups and downs. So I've had some students that within a couple of weeks of starting, they are just out there and they're using like hand gestures and the language they know. But in order to become really fluent, honestly, that's going to take 10, 15, 20 years. It's just, again, how flexible somebody is and how much they're willing to take risks. The greater risks you take, the faster you're going to learn.
Have you ever had any students in your class who are fluent? What's that like?
It's challenging because everybody kind of wants to turn to them and say, hey, what's the answer? And then trying to find ways to get them to participate, but get everybody else to learn and make progress too. So.
What's your favorite place in France?
My favorite place in France, I would say Rouen, which is the capital of Normandy, but Avignon, which is a city in southern France, that's probably a close second.
And what's one place in the world that you really want to visit?
I really want to visit Tahiti, which is in French Polynesia.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.